Vyasa Media Network.
The world is changing so fast now, more than from what we've come from the 19th century till today. I believe in the next 20 years, we don't even know what the society is going to be like.
Correct.
We don't even know what organizations are going to require. So how do we structure our school systems in a way to prepare the child for 2 decades from now, where we don't even know what is going to happen? And just the way chips and technology and computers are expanding, it is even the society is evolving at that rate.
I think to meet the needs of a society that is going to be so rapidly expanding and modifying itself, one of the things that we really need to focus on is who are the ones who are teaching the ones who are getting taught.
Right.
Right? So the teachers are at the center of this entire school system, because an organizational vision, whenever an entrepreneur gives birth to a school, he or she might have a vision of improving livelihoods of teaching staff, who come to work in the organization. And I think the greater impact is felt by the entrepreneur to change lives of people, apart from, of course, making profits, because it should be a profitable industry.
Right.
Now, if a teacher who is teaching a grade 6 or a grade 7 or a engineering student currently in 2024 has been educated and has not modified his or her education in the boxed framework that you just mentioned, his or her learning, the teacher could have learned 20 or 30 years ago. And if that learning is steadfast, has not been modified to a large extent, and I'm not just talking about professional development trainings, they serve a very narrow need of what strategies you might implement in the classroom. I think as much as I have experienced, when a person becomes a tutor or a teacher, he or she stops learning. He or she stops reading books. He or she stops researching to the larger extent. I cannot say for sure that every teacher does that, because I know teachers who are researching and learning and growing every single day of their lives. I've met a lot of them. But the larger majority that I have personally worked with are satisfied with a salary structure,
Right.
with a 8 to 4 job, and then have a personal life at home.
Right.
Which is not incorrect, because their family ambitions could be different. But I think when you're tutoring minds, your greater ambition or goal or aim cannot be just a 8 to 4 job. It can be the 8 to 4 timeline. However, the vision in the mind is that I'm impacting the lives of students. Whatever I'm going to teach today or in 10 years' time, if I'm not abreast of what is evolving in the world outside, then I am dragging their learning back. I mean, there is so much information outside of the classroom, and I'm giving limited scope and knowledge to these children. And that's, I think, is sin, almost.
Yeah.
Because the child goes out and is exposed to thousands of and tons of information, video sites and audio sites, and he or she is experimenting all the while. And then next day you come to school, you come to a box and a structure and limited information. Now, how worthy is that of the modern world? So how can we open the minds of the teachers? How can we open up, not just the physical classroom, I'm sure we cannot open up physical classrooms, but the mindset that exists within a classroom is where I think investment needs to go into.
Vyasa Media Network.